Okay, welcome to the On Fire Empire team call. It is May 18th, and I'm really excited for our call tonight. We've got Logan sharing her best nuggets with us about how to run a great challenge group, and I'm super excited. For those of you guys that don't know Logan very well, or maybe you don't know how she started, I might let her give a little background to that. But she is currently a one-star qualified diamond and will officially be one-star tomorrow. Yes?
Yes, I think
Yeah,
so. I think
I think
tomorrow is
so,
the
I think
day.
so too. So super exciting. She is growing an amazing team full of very driven, passionate people, and it all starts with her challenge groups because she gets them involved and passionate about the products. And so I'm really excited to hear her best tips and tricks. So I'm going to hand it over to you, Logan, if you want to give just a little bit of background for those that may not know, and then dive in with what you want to share with us.
Okay, you've got it. So I'm Logan. I joined Beachbody back in August of last year, and it was kind of on a whim. I don't even remember exactly how Blair and I started following each other on Instagram, but we had been following each other kind of at least through our second pregnancies, and would just kind of like and comment on each other's photos. And one day she had a post with her 90-day results from doing PIO and 21-day fix. And it was one of her first big going outside of my comfort zone type posts. And I saw that, and I think my jaw hit the floor with how amazing she looked. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, this chick is a mom of 2 kids. Her second baby is younger than my baby, and she is obviously making this work, and I need to jump on board with this, because if she can do it, why can't I do it? So I messaged her, and we just went from there. I started as a customer challenger, and did a round of 21-day fix. And after that, I knew that it was just the real deal. I kind of had one of those sparks where I felt just like a new person, everyone here has obviously experienced that with these products, and I felt it. And so Blair asked me if I wanted to become a coach for the discount. And I said, sure, why not? I'm going to keep drinking Shakeology. So she got me set up as a coach. And as I got more, I don't think I said a single word or made a single post in my first challenge group. I was one of those flies on the wall. I didn't say anything, I don't think, which is probably why she enrolled me as a discount coach under her husband. But then in the second group, when I was really starting to kind of get into my stride with the routine and the exercises and Shakeology, and my body was really finally starting to respond, I started getting more comfortable with opening up on the page. And that was where I posted my very first kind of transfer side-by-side transformation photo. And the response from everybody in the group was so encouraging that is what gave me the courage to eventually start sharing it on my personal page. And that was when everything just started to snowball for me. Once I felt comfortable sharing in the group, then I started sharing on my personal page and with friends and family. And my network has just grown and grown and grown. And through the sharing, I don't know what it is about Instagram, but for some reason, it brings together these kind of rock star people. Heather and I have been friends on Instagram for, a good couple years. And she started seeing my posts, and she reached out to me wanting to know more details. And so I got her set up, and then it's just been a snowball effect. In April, Heather and I decided to really focus on running a challenge group together, because until this point, I had still been running one with my coach. And Heather was at the point where she was ready, and she had a coach under her, also a little Instagram nugget that we picked up, little Miss Abby. And so Heather and Abby and I decided to run our own group together. And we're in the second month of running a challenge group together. And we've kind of broken out of the mold a little bit with how the groups how we were kind of like taught to run the groups. And the responses from our challengers have just been unreal. Like, I can't even like put into words, like if you could just be a fly on the wall and like see how engaged and interactive people are. It's so encouraging and it's so much fun. So I'm going to kind of like list off some of our kind of like golden rules for like our challenge groups. And then I'm going to go into a little bit more specifically like things that we do in our groups to keep everybody involved. So the first thing is, we are so blessed to work under Megan, who's obviously like an incredible leader and has built like such an empire. And she's obviously like the queen of this biz with how she's built everything. And she has a 30-day guide that she allows us to use. And my word of wisdom from this is that obviously this guide was created by Megan and it's Megan's words. So use it as a reference point. Look at the topics that she has for specific days to generate ideas of things to talk about with your challengers, but don't copy and paste her specific words onto your posts every day, because your challengers can tell if you've written it or not, I feel like. And if it feels like it's more authentic and from you, then they're going to be more interactive and they're going to respond more. So definitely don't reinvent the wheel, because she has awesome talking points on all the things that our challengers need to know about, like in a 30-day period, but just make it your own. We've all kind of like been in this business long enough that like we know like why we love Shakeology or what the specific benefits of Shakeology are like for us. So try to make it more personal to you. The next thing we do is we don't use a schedule. Heather, Abby, and I are kind of the leaders of the group, but we don't break it up like, okay, you have this week, you have this week, you have this week. We don't have a schedule. We all just kind of post things throughout the day. And so it keeps all of us equally interactive with the group, rather than me thinking like, okay, it's not really my week, so I can kind of like zone out a little bit. It keeps me like focused on the group through the whole month. So since we're all in different time zones, Heather is up way earlier than I am. She sees my notifications coming in around like 11 a.m. her time. So she is perfect to kind of do like a start of the day AM post, because she's up first. I'm the one that's obviously up later because I'm the Pacific coaster. So, I'll do kind of more of like a wrapping up the end of the day kind of thing. But all three of us are constantly posting and engaging throughout the day. We don't have a specific schedule that we stick to. And if you really need to gauge the energy of your group and figure out what to kind of post off of what they're needing. So for example, just this week, we've noticed that our challengers haven't been posting as many food posts. So Heather assigned a homework assignment yesterday for everybody to do today to document all of their meals for the day, take a picture and like put it in a collage and post it. And this is like your homework for the day. So we were noticing that there weren't quite as many food posts. So make sure that you're bringing them back into that. Or last month we realized that for some reason, like a big chunk of our group didn't realize that they're supposed to be drinking a shitload of water every day. Like they're drinking like 1 glass a day. And so we're like, okay, we need to start talking about the importance of water. So that was when we did a big like water post and a water tag, and knowing that these guys for some reason didn't realize that they were supposed to be drinking a lot of water, we made sure to reiterate it again in a few days and then again in a few days, just to make sure that it's like staying in their mind rather than just like one post about water in the month and then you like don't really talk about it again. Okay. The third thing, number 3, is you have to be so encouraging. You just have to encourage them. And Heather, Abby, and I like and comment on every single post that anybody in our group makes. We like and comment. Just because one of Heather's challengers posts something in the group doesn't mean that I don't have to comment on it, because I want them to feel connected with me as well. Because it's kind of like that positive reinforcement. Like if they post something and they get that interaction back from you, not just a like or just a love, like little click, but even if you don't have time to write out a whole thing, that's fine. Put one of those cute little dancer and emoticon things, and they love that. It's still just, they're still getting that interaction from you. And the more that they post, the more that you interact back, the more they're going to continue to post, because it's just positive reinforcement. It's just psychology. Number 4, you have to just be yourself. You have to be ready to just be raw and vulnerable and be real with them. And sometimes if you're really busy, it's easy to kind of put on that like coach hat and just be like constantly peppy and do my workout and drink my Shakeology and have a good day, guys. But we know that everybody's day isn't like that. So if you're having a crappy day, or if you didn't eat like 100% according to the plan, then post it, because they want to see that you're a real person too. You're more relatable. And you just have to be prepared to show them your strengths and your weaknesses, because the more that you open up and allow your challengers to get to know you, the more comfortable they're going to be with kind of divulging some of their like bigger demons that could be really eating them up that you don't even know about. Like especially this week, our group has really turned into like, it's really therapeutic for some people, and some people are really opening up with some really like dark, deep like feelings that they've struggled with in the past, and they're feeling comfortable with our group, and we're kind of becoming like a family, and so they're sharing that. And we have like 80 people in our group. Granted, not everybody comments, but it's still a big group, and so allowing them to feel comfortable sharing that kind of stuff in the group is just breaking down walls. And then it allows everybody else to comment and like lift that person back up. And it's just like a really beautiful thing. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Like there are so many days where I get on and I read posts from people and I'm like freaking crying, because I'm like, this is like, I can't believe that this is so like, it's such a beautiful thing. Like the things that people are opening up with in the group about like eating disorders and like really bad body issues in the past, and going through really hard pregnancies, and then getting to the end of it and not even like knowing who you are as a person or a woman anymore, and like how do you get back from that. And so it's all things that so many other people in the group can relate to. So the more that you personally are allowing yourself to be raw and open with the group, the more you're going to get that back from them, because you're going to build that trust. And it shows them that you like really care for them, and that you actually are like holding their hand on this journey, because that's what it should be. Like you really need to be like holding their hand and saying like, we're going on this together, and there's going to be good days and there's going to be bad days, but we're going to get through it together, and we're going to come through it together. So the next one is really make sure that you have a success partner or partners that you're working on this with, because I can imagine, I mean, the challenge group for me is like such a practically full-time job. And I'm running it with Heather and Abby. So being able to run it with another coach that's able to keep up your energy is really important, because I feel like even just having another person to bounce ideas off of in the group, like Heather and Abby and I have a group text that's like just the three of us, and we're constantly texting each other like through the day, like, oh, make sure that, you know, we do a post about this, or, hey, did you see so-and-so's post that they did last night? Make sure that you get on and read that, so that, you know, because sometimes, I mean, there's so many posts, sometimes you can accidentally miss one. And if there's something that's really important in there that someone's, you know, opening up about, that I want to make sure that I get on and, you know, and am acknowledging them and stuff. So it really helps to have another person that can run it with you to help keep the energy level up. And then the last one that I'm going to talk about, I don't really have like a specific like name for this, but we have, as coaches, we have so many duties and responsibilities and dreams and goals that we like have to hit and want to hit. Like, we know like every month, okay, I have to hit Success Club. I want to go Emerald. Now I want to go Diamond. Now I want to go 2-star Diamond. Now I need to recruit all these coaches, and what kind of posts can I do that's going to recruit me these new coaches? And it gets really easy to let your focus get off track, and you're focusing on all of these things that are like out here in the future, which you do need to spend time on them. But don't forget about what is right here in front of you, because the people in your challenge group are the people that have already invested in you. They've already taken a leap of faith with you. They've already invested in you. And this is your turn to invest your time back into them to make sure that they're successful. Because the more time you spend with your challenge group and your challengers, making sure that they're staying on track, the more accountable they're going to be. So the better they're going to stick to their program. So the better results they're going to get, the more comfortable they're going to feel sharing in their group, which will lead to the more comfortable they'll feel sharing on their personal page, which is going to lead to them sharing with their friends and family. And before you know it, they're a coach underneath you that is enrolling all of these people. And that's where you're getting your new coaches from, your challengers. Invest your time in them, and they are going to be the ones that are going to grow the network. They're going to learn how to be a product of the product. They're going to learn how to be a coach by watching how you coach everyone in the challenge group. And then before you know it, they're going to be ready to start running their own challenge groups. Because I have a couple girls that are already ready to run their own 5-day Shakeology group, and they've been coaches for like 2 weeks. So it's like, I mean, just lead by example, and don't forget about who, like, I'm currently, you know, almost a 1-star Diamond, and yeah, I want to go 2-star, and yeah, I want to go 5-star. And so I'm trying to think of like, okay, who are those people out there that I know would be great that I can recruit? But it's like, I can't focus 80% of my time on this and 20% on my group. It needs to be the other way around, because my potential diamonds could already be in this group. They just need my time and energy and focus, and then they'll take off. So you really need to make sure that you're giving them an experience that they're going to want to share with other people, because that's how it's going to spread, is through word of mouth. Like, you know, they're going to start with a program and they're going to start getting great results, and their friends and family are going to be like, girl, what are you doing? And they're like, you got to get in this group with me. And that's where it just takes off. So a few things. One second, I'm just going to have a drink of water. Does anybody have any questions about any of those specific things before I start talking about specific like things that we do in our group? Or Heather or Abby, do you have anything to add?
I have a question. Okay, you said you and Heather and Abby just like post throughout the day, you take turns, but like, how do you, like, do you do like Blair and you and I would lead them. And you do like day so-and-so, and then like you post on the topic, or do you just post about whatever you want to?
Whatever we want to.
Okay. So you don't have like a set thing. Okay.
Wait, let me jump in.
Yeah.
Because Logan and I talked about this earlier today, and I said, in the March group, halfway through that March Madness group, remember the March Madness group? I texted Logan and I said, when can we run our own group? Because I just don't feel like this group is real. Like, it was a group, and it was great, but there was no depth to it. Like, I just felt it was like a commercial. Like, it was, okay, here's this post, and here's this post, and here's this post. So we don't do any of that. We don't follow a schedule. We don't have a plan. We're just like totally 100% invested into this group, and the group is our baby. Like, that is our main focus. Every single day, that group is our focus, and we just go off of the need of the group. I hope that makes sense, but it's just the three of us. We just kind of work well together, and if I see that we're lacking something, I throw something up. Like, we don't have like sometimes I post 4 times a day, and Abby posts once, and Logan posts twice. It just depends on the day and who else is posting. And now the people in our group have started posting for us. Like, last night I was laying in bed, and I was like, oh, we didn't post an accountability tonight, but it's all right. We don't need an accountability every day. Like, who wants to do that every day? And I was like in bed at like, I don't know, 11 o'clock last night. I'm like, I won't text them and tell them because
it was probably supposed to be my turn to do it, and I forgot to do it.
And we don't even have a turn. Like,
right.
We just do it.
We
so
just kind of alternate. Yeah.
I woke up this morning with 34 notifications from our Facebook group, and one of our challengers posted on the wall of our group, hey, did somebody forget to post the accountability? Because I didn't see it. So, like, now our challengers are, like, calling us out, like, hello, like, you guys forgot to do something. But, yeah, no, I say throw the plan out the window, go with your gut, and follow your heart, because that is going to get you more interaction from your group than following a plan and trying to stick to a schedule and whose turn is it to post in the morning and whose turn is it to post. We just post. And
like during the week, like we will kind of follow, like we've all kind of done those like hashtag challenges. And so we'll still kind of follow that and be like, Motivation Monday, and then a lot of people will post, you know, like motivational things. And yesterday Heather started off Tip Tuesday, so if someone has like a tip for something, usually Water Wednesday, you know. So if there's any sort of schedule, it kind of like follows those things, but otherwise we just kind of post things like as we are feeling it and as we are seeing the need in the group. Like we noticed that there weren't as many food posts, so that's why do you want to go see Daddy?
And like this morning I posted, just for example, I posted the Toss It Tuesday from Megan's 30-day guide, and after 3 hours it did not get one single like or comment, so I deleted it because it wasn't what our group needed at the time. You know, so then we changed. I just posted it because it was there and we hadn't talked about it yet. And I thought, oh, this is a good time to do it. Nobody was interested. So I just deleted it because that's not what we need right now. So I think it just goes back to being tuned into your challengers and going off the need and being invested, just totally invested.
So so now I'm going to kind of talk about the specific things that we do in the group to kind of keep the energy up. And one of the things that we've really been focusing on this month is doing videos. So when we kicked the month off, you know how we usually start the month off with some sort of introduction post where you like have a picture of you and your family and, you know, answer these 7 questions about yourself. We did that, and we made the post on the wall for the challengers, but Heather, Abby, and myself made videos, answering the same questions, but just did it in a video format, because we realized in our April group that they really like seeing us and listening to us speak. And as uncomfortable as we were with making videos, we knew that our group responded to them so much better. So we're like, okay, this is one thing that we need to just kind of like get out of our comfort zone a little bit on and start doing more videos. So when we kicked off the month, we all did an intro video. I think the next week was when we made our why videos. And that's when you really kind of start to get into a little bit more of the nitty gritty and why you became a coach, and letting them into some more personal things. And then every few days, at least one of us pops on with a video, whether it's some sort of like mini challenge for the group, or just popping on to encourage everybody and thank them for being so wonderful, or doing a video of, ooh, you upgraded. Doing a little video of your move of the day that you did in the workout, or whatever. At the end of our April group, I got on and made a video basically like thanking everybody for making it such a wonderful month. And I asked them specifically, what did you like about this group, and what did you get out of it the most? What were some of your favorite posts that you saw from us? What do you want to see more of? And ask them to comment below in the video, so that way we knew like what kind of posts they were really liking. And without a doubt, like the number one thing that everybody said was the daily accountability check-in. So every day, one of us posts an accountability check-in, well, except for last night, and then they called us out on it because they wanted it. But we ask people, what workout did they do? What shake did they drink? Sometimes we'll ask how much water they drank. And then we always do something random, like just something funny, like tell us like a random fact about yourself, or what was your like dream job when you were a kid? What's your favorite guilty pleasure TV show? Like, what's your favorite, non-21 day fix food? Like that kind of stuff, because it's just like icebreakers that kind of get conversations going, and like letting people kind of like figure out similarities with someone else in the group that they might not have like realized. We realized we have a lot of twins in our group. A lot of people in our group like have a twin, which was interesting. But you can keep them as serious or as silly as you want. We realized that we have a lot of people in our group that really like The Bachelorette. So when JoJo's season starts up, we might be doing little like, random Bachelorette jokes throughout the thing or whatever. But just something extra to kind of like connect everybody on. Another thing that we are all working on trying to get better is going live in the group, because that's a new feature, and Heather does not like it so far. I've done it a couple times, and it can be kind of like funny at first when no one's really on, and you just kind of like feel like you're talking to yourself, and you're like, what exactly like am I going to be like doing right here? Because one day we had just like a mini challenge for everybody to do a wall sit for like however long they were able to do. And if you recorded yourself or took a picture and posted it, then you got entered into just a quick little drawing, just a one-day thing. And I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, I need to do the wall sit. What's going to like help me pass the time? I'm like, I'll go live while I'm doing my wall sit, and then like maybe it'll make it go a little quicker. And I just rambled about how I don't like cleaning my floors, and like if anybody had any tips for like some like cool thing to help me clean them, and talked about my kids. Lucy came on and got live for a little bit. And then before I knew it, I'd been doing a wall sit for like 2 minutes and my legs were shaking, and I'm like, okay, and I'm done. See you later. Bye. Heather is going to practice going live more. Abby's done live a couple times, but it's just a fun feature that, just try and do it if you can. And then obviously, go ahead.
I was going to say the thing in what Kara said, I had asked, like the thing about the wall sit, like we didn't talk about that. Abby just threw it up there the other morning. Like, here's your challenge of the day. Everybody that does a wall sit will get thrown into a hat for a prize. Like, we have no plan.
Yeah, because I did that same thing on the day that Country Heat was out. I said, get on and do Country Heat, for the, the benefit and stuff, and then do a little video and you can be entered in for a prize. And then a couple days later, then we did the wall sit thing. So yeah.
And a plan might work for people. It's not to say that a plan won't, but we're not following a schedule. We're not following a plan. When we see the need or we want to up the ante per se, we just do it. And just like my homework last night, I texted them. I said, in case you want to cheat, I'm giving you the heads up. This is what our homework's going to be. So start taking pictures of your food. And then that was it.
Yeah.
It works. I feel like we just can read each other. I don't know if it's because we've been in the group together or it's just like our personalities, but we can just kind of get a gauge of what each other is posting or what needs posted, and just flows. I don't know. Maybe the people in our group might disagree and think it seems disorganized, but it doesn't to me. It seems perfect.
Let's pull the audience because we have Chandra, Renee, Shelly. Do any of you guys have anything to add?
Run a group by yourself. Like, don't run a group by yourself. It's just too hard. Like when Logan was in Mexico, when she came home, I said, I will see you on Monday. I'm shutting my phone off and I'm not going to turn it back on because I'm
you needed to check out. It was time for me to check back in. Yeah, we did it.
You can't run a group by yourself. Like, you have to have a team.
Yeah. So one of because we've tried a few like week-long type challenges that we do, because I think we've all kind of like tried those kind of challenges where you run them for like a week and then at the end you pick a couple winners. And the one that we would say definitely works and gets the most involvement is that 60-second challenge where you pick a different exercise for like 5 days out of the week and, do like 60 seconds of squats, burpees, crunches, lunges, whatever, and just have them record themselves. It's not a like who gets the most in the 60-second type of thing. It's just whoever participates and posts gets their name thrown into a hat at the end of the week, and we draw a winner, and then they usually win like a cookbook or something, because those ones are a little bit. Doing burpees for a minute sucks. So if you get through a whole week of doing those, then you get a cool prize. Another challenge that we did last month was, I don't remember where I even found the idea for it. It might have been on Pinterest, but it was like a photo scavenger hunt where there was like probably like 9 or 10 things. There was 10 things on the scavenger hunt that we made, and it was like take a picture of
post it to the team page.
That's perfect, because I'm not going to remember all 10, but it's like take a picture of a healthy grocery shopping cart, full of your food, or a swap that you've made in the kitchen, like for like something that you used to eat all the time that's not healthy, and how you've like kind of swapped it out for something better. So, and that just got people like just posting more too. So that was a good one. So we can share the photo of the one that we used for that. But really, I guess my big takeaway on this whole talk is just try to keep it as personal to the people in your group as possible, and be as like connected with them as you can, because you're gonna feel their need more based on how much like how much you're interacting with them. And I don't mean like sit on Facebook all the live long day and like every single post as it comes in. What are you doing? I know I missed you too. But check in like 2 to 3 times a day. I'm always like, the first thing that I do when I wake up in the morning, really before I'm even out of bed, is I'll get on my phone and I'll have, like 30 plus Facebook notifications from people posting already. Cause I'm the Pacific Coast person. So I'm still sleeping while they're all up and working out, but I'll get on and I'll do a quick, like and comment and acknowledge and encourage everybody. And then if I have time, around the middle of the day, I'll pop in and just kind of see what else has been posted. And then before I go to bed, I'll get back on and do another. So that way I know that, that I'm interacting with everybody and not just my own challengers. I'm interacting with Heather's and I'm interacting with Abby's, because we're all one, big group. So I think that about ends my spiel. If people want to like ask questions or comments or anything like that, go ahead.
Okay, I've got questions. Are you ready?
Go for it. Yeah.
So first off, Logan let me be a little fly on the wall this week in their group, and I'm just like blown away and amazed by just the feel you get in the group. Like, I'm not even a part of it. Like, literally I haven't liked or commented on anything because it's theirs. But it is like, it's like they're just this little family. And she said there's been some really, things that have been shared that people are opening up and people are starting to act like coaches. And that's what you want your challenge groups to be. That is, your goal is obviously to get them results, to get them to feeling better, but you want them to fall in love with it so much, like Logan said, fall in love with the experience, that they want to start paying it forward. And to do that, you have to show them how easy it is to just start acting like a coach. And they have totally done that and blown it out of the water. So I'm just super amazed, and I'm super excited for my next group because I'm hoping I can somewhat emulate you guys. But okay, my first question, Logan, back to when you were a challenger, you said like in your second challenge group, you finally were like, okay, I'm going to kind of post and do this kind of stuff. So I know posting like transformation pictures is huge for coaches. That's what gets a lot of response on our like pages. I have trouble getting my challengers to post their transformation pictures in my challenge group. So like, what made you feel comfortable and like want to post it? Because that's what I think you to keep doing it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I think before I ever posted my transformation photo, I think I texted it to Blair, like just privately, just her and I, and she was the one that encouraged me to share it in the group. And a few of my girls have done that. Like, they've texted me privately, like, oh my gosh, these are my like 60-day PIO results. And I'm so excited, but I'm so not ready to share yet, but I just had to tell you. And then it was through like conversations with me and, just being encouraging on how great they've done. So I'm talking about kind of one challenger in specific that had texted me her results just like a couple weeks ago. And then it was just a couple days later, she got on and Renee had done a transformation photo that she had shared. I don't think you had shared it with me ahead of time. I think you were just brave and posted it in the group.
Yeah, I was crazy and just posted it on my personal page.
Yeah, but it was Renee kind of going outside of her comfort zone and posting that encouraged my other challenger to be brave and open up and post hers. And then it just kind of has gone on from there. And one post that I did either in the first or second week, I think it might have been the second week, trying to remember if it was the first or second week of our group, because we were kind of starting to we were having some conversations like on the wall about how some people were having a hard time because they were very much at the beginning of their journey. And they're seeing me post pictures of myself and Heather post pictures of herself. And we're, 5, 6, 10 months down the road with this thing. So physically, we look a lot different than when we had first started. And they were like, and so I could tell that people were having a hard time with just comparing. And I have such a long road to go. And how am I going to, how am I going to get through this? Because it's such a long road. And so I went back through all of my progress photos from month 1, month 2, month 3, and put did collages, and it took probably 3 different pictures to get them all in, just to show them where I started. And I kind of did I wrote a kind of a big thing about it. And I said, I just want you to know that none of us started this journey in a place where we were necessarily feeling great about ourselves. And that's why we started, because we knew that we needed something to change. Back and pulled all of my progress photos from every single month that I had been doing this, so that they could see that 20 pounds does not come off in 1 or 2 months. It's something that takes a lot of time and dedication. And so I wanted to post that for them so that they could see that it was a gradual change over several months. And the only thing you can do is just stay consistent with it. And
yeah.
I don't know if that answered your question or not. I kind of
No.
Well, and I think too, this kind of goes with it, but not, I don't know. It made me think of it. Our group, this month, our challengers rolled over from last month. So when Logan's saying some people were like the first day of this month, what is this, May? I posted a video of something hammer and chisel, and I remember one of Abby's girls is like, "Oh, I'm obviously in the wrong group," and I'm like, "Oh, no, I'm already 5 months in. No, you're just starting. We're all on different journeys." So it took us the first week, it was a little rough. I'll admit, it took us a minute to get everybody back meshed again, but our April people rolled over into May. Mm-hmm. So we have them to help us. And then also if I sign a challenger up today, Logan signed one up today, we put them in the group today. We don't let them wait till June. We put them in the group. We introduce them. We say who they are, what they do, what Shakeology they're going to drink. And hey, can you give them your favorite recipes in the comments below and make them feel welcome? And they'll have 12 comments. Oh, hey, this is how I take mine. I'm a teacher. Oh, you're a teacher. And then the conversation just goes by itself because everybody's just invested.
Yeah. And one thing that I really struggled with a few months ago was, so now that we're running our group, when I have new people that I'm adding, I just put them into this group that's my group, that's all my people. Because before I was okay, I have a few people over here in my group with Blair, and I have a few people over here in my group with Haley, and then I have this 5-day Shakeology group going, and then I have this group over here. And it was too many people scattered in different groups, and it was too hard to stay focused on the one group. So that was one thing that Heather and I talked about when we decided that we were going to do this group, was that there was going to be no matter when people kind of join in, they come into this group. And when we start next month, we do create a new page. So that way we all kind of start fresh in a new group, but all the same people move over. So that way you don't kind of get the feed doesn't kind of get lost and we really this month have tried to remember okay, what were some of the things that we needed our first month of doing this? We've been doing it for so long now that some of the nutrition stuff is a little bit easier to just mental math. You don't have to you don't have to get your little containers out for every little thing now, but the people that are just starting do need that. And so we were trying to be more aware of some of those things that they really need in the beginning to make sure that they start off successful.
Awesome. Yeah, that was actually my next question, was because I don't know, maybe it was back in January or February, we had a kind of an ongoing group where we started adding people, and I really liked it. So do you guys have, like, what's your plan? Like, do they have to continue drinking Shakeology to be a part of the next group? What do you have, like, guidelines, or do you know yet?
They need to drink Shako.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they need to be on the same journey we're on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a loophole here and there for this person or that person, but I mean, we're all human, and we're not going to be harsh to whatever their circumstance is. So if they're trying, they're going to be in the group if the group's going to help them and get them on our journey too.
Yeah.
I do have a couple people in the group that have been doing it for months that just because of like circumstance aren't able to do Shakeology, but they are consistent with like 21 Day Fix and PIO, and they are present and posting in the group and sharing recipes, and because they are like a personal friend, it's not something that I'm necessarily going to like burn a friendship over because of Shakeology, because I'm just not like that. Yeah. If they are a person that that I don't know, that is, you know, not quite as that, you know, it really depends on the circumstance. But if I know that they're like a close friend that I know is committed, but they just can't do Shako right now, that, you know, I give them the benefit of the doubt. And if it's someone that you're not sure about, then let them know that, you know, you can try it for a month and then kind of like reevaluate from there.
What was I going to ask? So you open a new group every month, and you carry people over. Do you ask them if they want to continue, or do you just add everybody? What's kind
Most
of
people, we usually do a post at like towards the end of the month saying, you know, thanks so much for making this a great month. Who's ready to, you know, keep going next month, kind of thing. And then they all like below. And if there are people that I know that are doing the program, but they just like aren't really much of a poster in the group, then I'll message them or text them separately. And, you know, 99% of the time they'll tell me like, oh my gosh, yes, put me in. Like, I love the ideas and the recipes, and keep me in it. So
yeah.
And
there
we
are
always tell them, you know, you can unfollow or you can leave the group. Like, if I've added you and you're like,
right,
you know, you can just unfollow or leave.
Yeah. What was my next? Okay, so you guys do homework assignments, like fun. I mean, they're fun. They're not like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to sit down and like do homework. Do you? And I know, you know, you guys are like not a plan, but do you try to have one every day? Do you try to have a couple a week? We just kind of started doing it this week. Okay. Wasn't it kind of new?
It was like last week. It was just like random. I think it was last Friday. I was like, your homework assignment, I don't even remember what it was. I don't know. It was something last Friday. I gave him a homework assignment of something for Saturday, and it just worked so well that
you just kept doing it.
We just went with it.
Yeah.
So probably like, I don't know, 2 or 3 a week, but we just kind of, again, go off. We don't have like scheduled, like this is Thursday's homework,
right?
Monday's homework. It's just based on what the needs are. And our group really likes it if we integrate Snapchat into the challenge, because they love doing like Shako selfies, water selfies with like funny Snapchat filters. Like, those are some of the things that get a lot of engagement, just because it's so quick and easy to take a little picture with a funny filter and post it, and it just like you know, gets people involved.
Yeah, no, that's a lot of fun. Do you guys do any type of like initial, or at the end of the group, like a form, like I know some coaches that they have them like fill out like their starting measurements and like their goals, and then they fill out one at the end. to
Mm-mm.
compare?
We haven't. Mm-mm.
I
That's a good
tried it
idea.
one time and it didn't work very well for me, so I didn't know. Okay. Awesome. Well, those are
We
my
will
questions.
sometimes do, like, kind of towards the end of the month, we'll do one of those, like the hashtag Saturdays,
Mhm.
SAT.
Mhm.
And I try not to do it towards the beginning of the month just because so many people are like still so new. But when it gets towards the end of the month, like maybe the last Saturday of the month, we'll encourage people to bust out the tape measure, because we do. Our challengers admittedly have a problem with weighing themselves and with being too critical with the number on the scale. So we are really like trying to get the focus off of the weight. So when we talk about the stats, I think we'll definitely just like focus on the measurements.
I found my homework. It was last Thursday. I just realized like we weren't getting healthy. So Thursday night I'll post it on the wall, and it was just a homework thing, and it said, yes, I'm assigning homework. Tomorrow we want to see a workout selfie for Fitness Friday from each and every one of you. Post it on the wall, tell us the workout and hashtag it, and there might just be a prize involved. And that was it. And then that kind of snowballed our homework assignments.
Yeah. No, that's great.
Nobody was posting their selfies anymore. They weren't posting like their workout pictures.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, does anybody else have any questions? No. So lots of great information for, us to start applying to our own challenge groups. And like I said, I'm really excited for my next one. I've got hopefully a couple coaches that are going to run it with me. And I think, seeing you guys in your group, you guys act like challengers. And I know that whenever I have a new coach in my challenge group, I say, listen, I want you to be the best challenger there is. And all three of you are doing that. I mean, you're just like Logan said, she shares when she messes up her eating, or she shares when she just plain doesn't want to work out, or whatever it is. And that gets the rest of the group involved. So I think that's the most important thing. And that kind of goes back to, like the Fit and Fierce call, this week was like, don't forget to focus on yourself, and being a challenger yourself in your challenge group is going to keep you accountable to your goals personally, which are going to be a foundation to your goals in your business. And so it all ties together. So I'm super excited. I took lots of notes. This is going to be one that people are going to have to watch again and take notes. But before we get off the call, Logan, putting you on the spot, but can you just give us a little insight to how your life has changed in the last 10 months?
Oh my gosh. I'm doing this as my husband is like standing over the top of me.
Tell me about it. Come in there.
But wow. Okay. So if we kind of like rewind back to last August, I was really at the end of my rope. My husband is a potato farmer, and so we were like neck deep in harvest, and he was gone from sun up to sundown. I had the two little babies. Lucy was 2 and Luke was like 8 months old. And I was like, I felt like I was treading water, holding both of these babies in my arms, and I was kicking my legs as furiously as I could to keep my head above water, but I was still just sinking. And I don't know if people could necessarily tell on the outside, because I was pretty good about just kind of like putting on a smile and like trucking on, but I was not taking care of myself. Like I was, eating the crumbs off of their trays and not exercising, and just like no focus on me, because I was trying too hard to just make sure that everybody else was taken care of, and I was burnt out. And what this program gave me, it just like completely flipped everything on its head. And taught me how to take care of myself, because I have to be able to fill up my own cup before I can start filling up the cups of my family. And through exercising and eating right, like I just feel better. My husband can tell if I've skipped a workout day because I'll be more grumpy. He'll come home and he'll be like, did you get your workout in today? And I'll be like, no, which makes me even more mad than I already was. And then I go push play. But and my mom has noticed this year, as you know, farming is getting busier and I'm more on my own with the kids here. She's noticed that I'm not calling her in tears, or you know, like just the anxiety. I don't really know. It was kind of like just living in a constant state of like survival and anxiety last year. And I've just learned how I need to cope with it, and how like it, number one, I'm taking better care of myself, like through exercise and nutrition. But number two, it's given me this incredible network and support system in all of you guys and in our challenge group, because I just got to the point where I was feeling so lonely every day, you know, being at home with the two babies who, you know, couldn't really talk. I mean, most of you are moms, like, you know, like how lonely it can be sometimes as a mom when you're at home with your kids all the time. And it just really gave me a sense of community again, even though a lot of you live really far away, but just love you guys.
Awesome. I love it. It's like my favorite thing, just to hear, you know, how it's affected people, you know, whether it's the workouts or the community or whatever it is. So
I think we all start it like because we want to lose weight, and then we realize so quickly how it is so much more than that.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Well, this was a great call. I will, once it has uploaded, I will post the recording to the team page. And I expect everybody's challenge groups to be rocking next month, because we've got some great information to carry over and start implementing. All right. I'm sure if you guys think of questions along the way, post them on the team page, and these ladies will be more than happy to answer and get us pointed in the right direction. So, all right, guys, I will see you on the page soon. Bye, y'all.
Night.
Bye.